Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin the service. The following pallbearers, please come up to the hearse. Joshua Blackman, Aaron Schwartz, Josh Epstein, Maurice Knight, Michael Barron, and Josh. What's Josh's last name? Warner. Josh Warner. Please come up to the hearse. Remove the electrical. You're gonna place in the middle of the electrical. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's quite a few people here. I would recommend everybody make your way over to the side here. I need to be right there, I'm sorry. Please be seated. We have a few more chairs here. There's a few more programs if she has them. If any couples have two, maybe you can give up one. There's a lot more people than we anticipated. And also, could I ask everybody who has a cell phone to turn it to silent mode at this time? The funeral service is going to be conducted by Rabbi Lisa Bellows.
Hi friends, we are here today to celebrate Helena's life and to say goodbye to her. She was a cherished mother of Lisa, married to Howard, of Stephen, married to Gina. She was the loving grandmother of Stephanie, Daniela, Joshua, Mia, Brandon, and Anthony. She was the fond sister of Kayla, married to Michael, Mara, and Eric. She was a dear aunt of many nieces and nephews. For Helena's love and the gifts of her heart and mind that brought us joy and is now a precious remembrance, we give our thanks. At times like this, we read from the book of Psalms. Our psalmist, King David, was a man who wrote about issues of life and love, of fear, of loss, and also of death. You have the 23rd Psalm in English in the leaflet. If you wish, we'll join together. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight path for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. In the book of Ecclesiastes, we read that there's a time to keep silent and there's a time to speak, to share words from their hearts. I first invite Lisa to come forward, then Mara, and then Aaron.
Good morning. Yes, I'm short. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for being here to celebrate the life of my mom, our mom. Before I start, I would just want to make sure that I thank our family and friends for their endless support. We wouldn't have made it without you. Kayla, Mara, Aaron. I know the last 2 weeks were horrible, and you were there every day with us. Thank you so much. Mom, as I sit here having my coffee, because you know we can't function without a good strong cup of coffee, I'm filled with grief, gratitude, and love. By the way, Mom, $20 doesn't get you anywhere. If you knew my mom, she was unforgettable. She had a love for life that was bigger than New York City itself. There was something about the energy of the lights, the Broadway shows, the sound. She loved it all. She loved theater. Though she only lived there a short time, she was a true New Yorker to the core. Mom, thank you for teaching us to work hard. Because you know, as Mom always said, hard work never killed anybody. Thank you for getting me my first job at 15 years old, because you know, you can't run in the streets with the hoodlums. Even though all my friends never worked until they were like 18. It's okay. Mom loved going to the theater, seeing a great action movie. My brother took her to everything. Everything with action. She would turn her head with the blood and guts, but had to have action. We tried to watch Wicked. She fell asleep in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It's just stupid and boring. I said, okay, you don't have to watch. She loved Frango Mints, the Walnut Room, the view of Lake Michigan, especially from a boat. She loved the water. Mom was the life of the party. If there was a dance floor, she was on it. You could always count on her to start singing to Alexa at the drop of a hat. Her voice, her laughter, her presence was infectious. She had a way of lighting up the room no matter where she was. However, don't let that fun, loving side fool you. Mom was also incredibly strong-willed, fiercely loyal, and smart as a whip. She didn't hesitate to share her opinion, whether you wanted it or not. She was wise beyond her years and always had the best advice, giving it out freely without even being asked. Through thick and thin, my mom was there for us. In 1995, my kidneys failed and my mom gave me her kidney, which I had for 28 years, unheard of. Just 3 years ago, I was fortunate enough to receive a second kidney from my son, Josh. Mom said, oh, when it was her turn to give a kidney because she was the only match, oh, now I'm healthy. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter that I smoke and eat Twinkies. I'm the healthy one now. Howie, Mom, and I laughed through that life-altering experience. More than that, she gave me the greatest gift of all, her unconditional love and unwavering support. I could always count on her to be by my side. Call us multiple times a day, because if you don't answer the first, second, or third time, she'll just text you, send you a voicemail, and sometimes FaceTime you. She was my emotional support person. Mom loved her children, grandchildren, and every person lucky enough to be part of our family. She showed her love, usually with a sarcastic comment or a one-liner that only she could deliver, or silence. Mom. And then you'd have to wait like 10 minutes before she answered. I'm like, did you not hear me? Oh, no, I heard you. Or a one-liner she could only deliver. In her own special way, she loved us all. So while we will miss her, and she is gone too soon, I find comfort in knowing that she can finally relax. Her spirit is forever dancing, singing, and making sure the party never stops. Go find Elvis. Rest easy, Mom. We've got this. We love you.
Thank you all for being here. I will not be as eloquent as my niece or my son. Helena. I was told when I was a little girl, I couldn't pronounce her name, and we called her Chucky. She probably didn't like that. One thought I have right now that I didn't write down was I'm really grateful to Helena that she survived 4 days on the floor and gave us time to be with her and help us prepare for this moment. I had a few minutes yesterday and I thought I'm going to look up the word survivor in the dictionary. You know what I found? There were no words. There was just a picture of Helena. Helena took care of me and our siblings when we were little. At one point, our mother needed to go to a sanitarium, a TB sanitarium, and Helena stepped in. The rest is history. We spent our lives trying to take care of each other ever since. And for anyone who knew Helena, that was no easy job. I will miss Helena. I will miss her laugh, how she owned the dance floor, how she could have a conversation with anyone, anywhere. She adored her children, both of them, and her grandchildren, and her family, her friends, her job. She had a special place for my son. I will miss how she always spoke her mind, her fierceness, and how she loved our mother. I will miss my sister Helena.
Where did it go? Did it fall down? Great. And I wrote on it. It was just there. Maybe it's better I don't keep sleep. Hi, my name's Aaron. I am Helena's nephew. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Helena, she had no middle name, but she didn't need a middle name. One word summed her up enough. Helena. It was a classic name, like Diana or Elizabeth or Catherine. Helena had been through so much in her life. To say she was a survivor or resilient, it just wouldn't suffice. She was often misunderstood and didn't get how much she should have had in her life. She grew up too soon. She provided care to her siblings, to my mom, when the maternal energy wasn't there from my Nana Betty. And she cared for others her entire life. She cared for a misunderstood, underappreciated population. People that we would call special or delayed. But in reality, they were also just misunderstood. And it takes a misunderstood person to understand misunderstood people. She loved the dance floor. You knew she was on it as soon as she walked out. The floor lit from underneath. She was confident. She exuded poise. You could see the practice and training from her mom as they did cha-cha as she grew up. If you didn't know Helena was in the room, which would be very odd, you could hear her laugh from miles and miles and miles away. It was bird-like, parrot-like, which makes sense because she loved birds and parrots. It was like 10 parrots singing together in unison when she laughed. She told it like it was. There was no bullshit. She just called it out. If she didn't like you, you knew she didn't like you. If you were stupid, if you were uncultured, she would tell you, which people just need to hear if they're stupid and uncultured anyway. She was probably my number one fan, only second to my mom. She often worried about me and just wanted me to be happy. When she called lately, the voicemail, she always started with, "It's just me." Just you. Just Helena? It would be more appropriate if she said, "It's just Madame," or "It's just Queen Helena." That would make much more sense. The earth will never be the same again. Without Helena. New York and the Bronx will definitely never be the same without Helena. Only survivors and hard thought people would survive from the Bronx. It's not for the faint at heart. At least we have the memories of her to pass on to other younger generations. This morning when I woke up, I saw the sun, and I thought it would just be gray because God should be crying. But then I realized it's a celebration. She's deserving of a celebration. One thing that comforts me is that she's finally able to rest. She had the shittiest year. I just wanted her to have peace. You could just tell how much she'd been through her eyes. I have felt lost a lot of my life, and I always felt found. I always felt seen and heard. I love you, Helena. My aunt. I never called her aunt. It just didn't sound right. Again, she only needed one name, Helena.
Beautiful. Cards and flowers were not important to Helena, but she valued and respected the gift of time. Being with you was important. That was time well spent. Fiercely independent, she had a strong work ethic. She played hard and she worked hard. Her day began when most of us were ready to go to sleep. She was an important and a loved family member. She was a great friend. She taught you well. And now, family, you carry her strengths and her values with you out into the world. And so the world remains a better place because she was in it. Helena was a good woman. May her name and her memory be for us and all the world a blessing and an inspiration. Earlier we offered Psalm 23 together. That psalm, a particular psalm, is a reminder to the mourners that we are never alone, even when there are times we might feel like we are. This next prayer is called El Malei Rachamim, to the God of compassion. It's a prayer, I'll chant it in Hebrew and then in English. It's a prayer that is just for Helena. We ask that she continue to be received with love, tenderness, and care. After El Malei Rachamim, this prayer will offer Mourner's Kaddish, which is in the back of your leaflet together. If you're able, please rise. El Malei Rachamim, Shochen V'Amonim, Hametzei Menecha Nechona Tachat Kanfei HaShekhinah, Im Kedoshim U'Torim Kezohar Haraki HaMazirim, Et Nishmat Helena Bernberg Shehalcha Le'olama, V'Hal HaRachamim, Yasirei Beseter Knefav Le'olamim, Veitor Bitor HaChaim, Et Nishmata, Adonai Hu Nachalata, ותנוח בשלום על משכבה ונאמר Amen. Compassionate God, eternal spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Helena who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings. Let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace. We say together, Amen. The Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala ubizman kariv imru amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olomei omaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God grant peace to those who mourn and comfort all of us who are bereaved. Do we say together, Amen. Please be seated. In just a moment, we'll have the opportunity to participate in a great mitzvah. It's considered one of the greatest mitzvahs, commandments to follow, because it's an act of unconditional love. The mitzvah is that of burying our own loved one. It's an act of unconditional love because we do this just for Helena, knowing that she will never be able to repay us. If you choose to participate in the mitzvah, we take 3 measures of earth, 3 because it's the number of intention. We mean to do this act. If you choose, you'll take the measure, the shovel on your own, offer the 3 measures, then place the shovel back into the earth so the next person can take on their own.
There's Shiva information in your pamphlets. Families returning to the Blackman residence, 415 West Brampton Lane in Arlington Heights for the remainder of today. Also, if you haven't already signed the register book, I've set it up over there. Please do sign the register book.
ones. You can use either bucket. You could offer the mitzvah at the same time. There's no disrespect. And please watch your step.
That feels much better.
Mine totally has.
Brian Moore. Debbie's.
Ay, I got a call.
I would give you the second one, but I dropped it somewhere. Be careful, it's very icy everywhere. Green things make it worse. Yeah, you never have that, even on good days.
Excuse me, you're warm. I'm so sorry. You're,
Want it on?
that's okay. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. You're welcome. Thank you.
It's off, honey.
You know, the thing is, you can always come visit her, but remember, she's in here. Don't worry. Right over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you haven't signed the register book, please do so. I'll be taking it in just a couple of minutes.
So Todd retired? What's he doing?
Well, Lisa said, yeah, it's not gonna end No, she said
So what are you gonna do to that?
we're also coming.
Very good.
Just go ahead. You can stop.
She had one conversation with her.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they
Oh, okay.
it was like, like it was like a 45-minute conversation.
I appreciate that. Thank
And like from that point forward, anytime I mentioned her name, I knew how